and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. So today is my first official video of my 6-part manifestation mini-series. If you haven't already downloaded my manifestation workbook, I'll leave the link down below, but all these videos are complementing that workbook. I did do an introductory video 2 weeks ago, so I'll leave the link there for you to watch that if you haven't already. But today is the first official video where we are going over clarity. So, clarity. What is clarity in manifestation? Once you've made your manifestation list, what you want to do is you want to go into each manifestation and just get really clear on the specifics of what you want. Because, for example, somebody could be manifesting a property and that could look really different for 2 different people. One person might be renting a flat in a city somewhere, whereas somebody else might be trying to buy their first home. So it's really important that once you've got your manifestation list, that you get clear on exactly what you want from each thing. And why do we need clarity? In manifestation, we are co-creating with the universe. We are doing our part, and it is trusting that the universe is also going to be helping us on our manifestation journey. So when you think about it, if we're not really sure what we want, how can the universe be giving us opportunities, giving us little clues to lead us to our manifestation when it doesn't really know what to give us because we actually don't know really what we want? The other thing is, even from a psychology point of view, when your mind has clarity on what it's looking for, the subconscious mind will actually be picking up on things to help you on your process. So an example of this, have you ever, say, you've seen a pair of trainers or a car or something and you've not seen them before and you're like, oh, never seen them before, I actually really like those. And then all of a sudden you start seeing them everywhere. Or the yellow car game. Remember that game where you suddenly are spotting yellow cars and whoever you're playing with, you give them a punch? Well, those yellow cars would have been going, but you're not focused on those. But as soon as it's now look out for the yellow cars, your mind is tuned in to the yellow cars. So that's why manifestation, if you know what you're looking for and your mind and your subconscious knows what you're looking for, it can start pulling out the information in this world to help you get to what you really want. When you look at things very energetically, when you've got clarity, you've got that real sense of grounding. Whereas when things are not clear and it's kind of like all the options are available, your energy can be very scattered and it's a little bit like, oh, I could be doing this, I could be doing this, I could try for this, I could be open to that. It's so chaotic, there's no room for your manifestation to come in. And then how to get clear on your manifestation list. So what you want to do is pull up your manifestation list in front of you. If you've downloaded my workbook, it will actually have a place where you will have written your manifestation list, and then there's space to write the clarity underneath. So take 1 or 2 or 3 of your manifestations and just start writing what you really want from each thing. So say you're looking for a property and it's a house. What sort of location do you want the house in? How many bedrooms are you wanting? Do you want something that's new and ready to move into? Or do you want something that's a blank canvas and is going to be a big project for you to work on? Maybe you're really going to make it your own. Price as well. Have you got a minimum and a maximum price point? So really getting clear on all the different things. So top tips for this part of the manifestation process. When you're getting specific on your manifestation list, try not to get too caught up in the kind of, how can I put this? It might be easier if I give examples. So for example, with a partner, try not to get caught up with like just the physical appearance. So like tall, dark and handsome, or blonde, blue eyes, tanned, whatever the thing. So instead of focusing on physical appearance with a partner, try to focus on how you want to feel in that relationship. What are the values that you really want that other person to have? For example, do you want someone that's very independent? Perhaps you're a very independent person and you want somebody that's equally as independent so that you have that balance. Perhaps that wouldn't work for somebody else. Perhaps somebody wants that person to have a lot of time for them. So you can see that everyone is actually going to have slightly different values, slightly different things that they want from that relationship. Again, with jobs, try not to get caught up in the job title, because sometimes the job title isn't actually really getting at what we want to feel, what we want to experience, that sort of daily life of what we really want out of our job. So focus on, how do you want to feel? What sort of environment do you want to be in? What's the sorts of people do you want to be around? Do you want to be in a kind of corporate sort of city office? Or do you want kind of a more relaxed, maybe like a holistic kind of company where maybe everyone's a little bit more social? There's really so many different vibes, feelings, and things that you can get out of a job. And it's really, really important just to clarify what it is that you are looking for. Also, another top tip. There can be some things which I would say are flexible points. Now, say for example, let's see, say a partner. You might want them to have a hobby. Now, the hobby might be specific because say you're really into a certain sport, like tennis, you might actually want a partner where you can play tennis with them. So that would be like a specific thing, somebody that enjoys tennis. However, somebody else, they might just want their partner to have a hobby. It doesn't actually matter what it is. It would be really nice if they had a hobby, because when they're kind of focused on what they're doing, that person will be also focusing on what they want to do. Another example, when it comes to property, you might be thinking, I don't mind if it's like one or two of us, or if there's a group of 3 or 4 of us. You don't have to get clear on every specific thing. There are some things that can be flexible and that you're open to. But what you want to do is you want to be more in that energy of, I am open to this, rather than, oh God, I don't know what I want. How many people do I want to live with? Or do I want to live on my own? Or do I want to live with a group? And it's really like, oh, I just don't know what I want, because that energy can be really stuck. So, like I said, if you're flexible, if it's like, do you know what? I can't decide if I want to live with 2 people or a group of us. Both will have pros and cons. You know what? I'm open to it. Universe, it is what it is, you know, like, let's see what happens. Everything happens for a reason, and just let it pan out. So yeah, the clarity list, there'll be things that you definitely want to be specific on. And then there's things that if you're quite open, then that's absolutely fine. You can even put that. Open to this, or don't mind if it's this or that. So one of the big points that I wanted to talk about is, what do you do if you're actually struggling to get clear on what you want from your manifestation list? Don't get too caught up in the big picture, because not everyone knows what they want in the big picture. Perhaps some people know what they want in some areas of their life, and then they don't know what they want in other areas of life. And again, that is okay. But what we want to do is we just want to understand that and honour that and know that that's okay. And we want to just draw our attention back to the present and what we want now. And we gradually pave the way. And as we pave that way and we get further along the path, it starts to become clear. It becomes clearer about what we want to do, what we want to experience. If we get too caught up in the fact that we don't know what we want in the big picture, then it really does paralyze us now in the present moment. It really makes us feel stuck now. And the ironic thing is if we're thinking, but I can't move forward unless I know what I want in the big picture. When you look at that another way, how are you going to even know what you want by staying in the same circumstances, by nothing changing? So accept that you don't know what you want in the future. That's okay. Bring it all back to now, today. What do you want at the moment? Sometimes we can be so busy focusing outwards, worried about what society thinks we should be doing, thinking what's possible, oh, this is possible, what's not possible, that we really forget to really just think about us. Sometimes it can be really helpful just to go inwards, to do a meditation, to calm your mind, to just really get in touch with you and the authentic version of you, and really get clear, really allow those answers to come up, really allow the heart to speak rather than your mind kind of like outwardly all thinking about all these things. Just calm, go inwards and allow the answers to emerge from within you. Then any blocks, anything that feels really like, oh, I really want this, but I just don't know if it's possible, and like, how can I do it? There's no way I can do it. All these things, those are things that we can look at later in the manifestation process. So yeah, that is clarity. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take care, bye-bye.